pipe smokers. I'm all briared up. I'm going to grab a drink of water because I didn't think of grabbing a drink of water. So I'll be back with y'all. I don't need quite this much light. Okay. We'll see how this goes. I am testing this on my phone. So I don't know yet. Good morning. See if I can change where my chat's. I can. Great. Just talked about you the other day. How you doing, Dingus? How you feeling, man? Good to see you, brother. My voice is funky. I slept good, but I woke up pretty jittery this morning, like just arm twitch kind of stuff. But I feel like it's okay to start doing stuff. Just got a little light jitteriness, but I don't know. I think it's probably from during the night, but it's okay. Been busy. Me too, man. What's been going on for you? I'm presuming work quite a bit. And if you notice anything with the stream, anything at all, just message me on here. I'm trying to restream on my phone, and I can actually select if it's displaying as a computer or as some other device, which is amazing. But I'm so sick of Instagram closing out my videos after 30 minutes, or my lives, trying to do 6 in the time I would do 1. So I'm trying this. Oh, excellent, Dingus. Excellent. Well, the go-getter in me says excellent. The person who's been there, I understand, man. It's like, yay, I get more responsibility because that's what you want, because you get, honestly, more seniority out of it. You're going to be there longer is the best thing. Oh, man, we've had... I just got to get this lit so I can talk till it goes out. I redid my bathroom. I got pictures on Instagram. You're welcome to see. I did 2 multiple shots. So Mabu and I've done that. We were supposed to be done 3 months ago, almost, but then it took 2 months to do, and then we had to get supplies and just stuff. But it went really well. I cut 5 pieces of ceramic, actually 6, and the only one that broke, I'd cut a corner out of, placed a heater there, and I don't know why overnight it just split that L part off. But man, that was the only piece out of 30-something pieces that broke. That's pretty good considering the first 2 I cut, I was not using the right. I needed a bigger saw. So I went and got the other one for the last few. We're just waiting on lights and a mirror to arrive, but I wanted to post the pictures anyway. Thank you. New tub. Um, yeah, we had an electrician come in. So in one picture on the old wood, you see, well, this is my right hand. I'm guessing on here it shows it like it's left. But a cable goes up to the fan slanted, and we moved the board out, and now it goes contour behind it farther. Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's beautiful. But we're waiting. We got 2 lights we're gonna put on to the sides of the mirror up above, and then one in the ceiling. We've got everything set for it. We just need the lights to arrive, and the electrician, and then all the stuff was rewired, and oh man, it's good though, because we got back from a trip and we realized the linoleum was up, and over time, as you stepped on it, it made a swishing noise, and I'm like, that's really bad. So it was time. So we redid the whole thing. Hello, Yornik. I presume it's Katie, but I'm gonna say hello, Yornik, either way. Hope you're doing well. Can you guys hear me? Is the picture clear? If it freezes or it gets laggy or something, just please let me know, because I'm trying this on my phone the first time. And it seems to be working. If I hit 30 minutes, then I'm done doing it directly on YouTube or Instagram, because they're just a joke. They're like this match. They're a dud. But my father-in-law drove himself to the hospital here, had a heart attack on the way. They didn't report it. Once they found it out, he didn't know he had it. They discovered it and withheld the information. They offered to do part of some procedures to him before sending him to the hospital he wanted to go to, and he said, heck no, which was the right thing to do. So we got to the hospital the next day, and they discovered he had the heart attack. He didn't know to tell them, and nobody passed on any info. Oh, wonderful. Very, very good. Thank you. And I am me. But then he ended up with, this is, long story short, he ended up with 6 stents when they were anticipating 3 to 5. A bypass. He's doing extraordinarily well. It's really amazing. He shouldn't be doing that well, so that's great. And then my brother has kidney, not big kidney issues, but he does have in his right kidney, he had a 6 millimeter stone. In his left one, he had a 6 and a 2. And that one is giving him fits. They can't remove that one yet, so they'll have to go back in later, which is obnoxious. But that's all. It'll be all right, I believe. I got him in my prayers. Hey, clean out my pipe. Mm-hmm. You're right, Dingus. My brother's like, well, I called him the day before to ask when I found out. I called him the day before his procedure, and I was like, how you doing? Let him know we were there for him, because my mom had mentioned that he was going through some stuff, and I'm like, okay. So I messaged him, try to look after. We don't always see eye to eye, but you're family. So Asked him how he was doing, and he told me, and he said, "No." After we talked quite a while, he said, "I'll call you when I'm done." And I'm thinking, no, he ain't gonna call me when he's done. He's gonna call maybe the next day. There ain't no way. Yeah, man. Tasty backy bits. Oh. I thought I packed it too tight. And it was actually, it just got a little in it. And so I drew it. I'm like, I want more of the smoke. And the gums past my wisdom tooth area have char on them now. I need better matches. I got some matches that work great. And they're all the same kind. I've been having pretty decent luck lately, but that's it. It may not be a cob day for me. I think it's the smoker. Nice, Yornik. Hey, how you doing, Tamper Proof? Good to see you. Sorry if you guys have to see my ugly face closer. I have to sometimes go like this to read it. Oh, well, hey, that's better. How'd I do that? There we go. Now we're golden. God, this is cool. So I'm using Restream. If you guys don't have it, there's a free version. At some point, you need to pay for it, but I'm telling you, the difference is great. Even the free is great. Or I think it was a free version. Now it's not. I don't remember. But it's not expensive. It's amazing. I'm doing this from my phone. Instagram will kill you off your phone. They're like, oh, you did a live for 25 minutes? Bye. I had to open up several different lives the other night. Now, one was because I got a phone call and then I had to reopen it because it couldn't sync back. Had all these dumb little issues that don't happen with Restream. Um, nice, clear motion and picture. Okay. Hey, great to see you, Dingus. You have a good day too, buddy. I'm gonna be sanding. You're welcome in anytime you need a break. Well, Uncle Mike, how you doing? Picture, man. The thumbnail. That's awesome. Have you ever seen, man, if that's you, that's epic. I picture the boss on with Chevy Chase Christmas Vacation. That the boss and he changes his tone and comes around and gives bonuses and stuff, you know. So what are you guys smoking? I'm smoking this little cob I can't remember the name of right now. That's awesome. I take back anything I was going to say. That is so cool. So when you get a phone call, it automatically turns off your camera. There's a setting on the top right. You can also do just the video on here and restream itself, but it doesn't cut it all out and end your video or screw it up. You just click the button on the right. I didn't see that button on the right, okay? You know, that's how it is with tobacco shops. Dingus leaves with all the stuff holding the walls up. That's what done it. Yeah, I haven't had John Cotton's, man. I've wanted to. I had to pass up a couple of orders from just of anything so I could get my bathroom finished. And I hate that I had to do that, but I had to do that. Yeah, there you go, literally, Yornik. That's funny. We have proof now. We have proof now. All right. Let's see if I can. You got it. You got it, tamper proof. This is going to be cute. So I'm working on this mini bulldog, which it's the chamber size is all, bull size is all how it's supposed to be. But I want to do it into a different style. I want to do, it's still going to be bulldog, but I'm just getting ideas for a stem. And I had this one. I think this will be the one I use. I'm going to change it a bit. I'm thinking this will be the stem I use. Oh. There, you can kind of get the gist. In the light, it is lighter. Yeah, I guess you're right, the pug. Well, it wasn't going to be. So that's... Come on, you. There we go. Look at that. We'll call it a pug. I like that anyway. I don't always remember pipe names offhand, but I figure them out eventually. So I'm going to get rid of this. I was going to do an integral tenon. Exactly. I'm going to drill this, get rid of this thing, saw it off, drill it down. I'll use an integral tenon, or not an integral tenon, I just said that. I'll use and I'll smooth this up a bit, but I'll use a Delrin tenon. Get that set in there. Delrin is nice because if there's a temperature change or humidity level change or anything like that, 99% of the time it will still work well on the pipe and have the grip you wanted. Occasionally, because acrylic doesn't flex or tend to bind like Delrin does, occasionally you get it where a stem can slip. I've only had it happen with one person, and we fixed it. No big deal. And but there's other ways around it too. So Occasionally I'll add a touch of beeswax if it's an integral tenon. But like I said, I've only had it happen once out of, this is pipe number 83, and we fixed it anyway. No big deal. It just surprised me. I was like, that's loose. Well, the person lived where there's a lot more humidity, and it just changed things for some reason. But that's when I was like, I'm gonna do downhole. So I used to only do integral. They have their place. I like them. So I am just dropping things and sanding. Yeah, I might have some available to show you guys. Not quite. Here's one I started on, but you can see it better anyway. But this is an incredible one. You can see it kind of through here. But stems are going to be in a couple of days. So I'm just getting things lined up for stems. I'm so close on some of these pipes. I do have some bands. And I'm working on texturing some. I'm in the process of working on metalwork now. Let's just move that cord. I've done work with metal and I've done lots of woodwork. It's just been a while since I've done refined metalwork. Here's one that I've got. I'm going to put on one pipe. This one's already going on a pipe. I'd like to get some silver, but I need to buy it. And the bathroom left me a little bit strapped for cash. So that is something I do intend to do very soon. And I'm looking into transition pieces and stuff like that. Thank you. So it's just a matter of needing to get the supplies. I'm in the, what would you call it? Amateur range, I guess you'd call it. I've got it figured out how I'm going to do it. I just need to get the supplies and then get more and more and more practice, It's amazing how different pipes can be. Like this one I'm working on, the grain goes sideways and it has this wicked awesome swirl. So you sand it twisting and pulling outward. This is just kind of an idea. This will be a pre-hand paneled Rhodesian. It'll have a slight bend. And it'll go down a bit, of course. It's just almost to the final sanding stage. Well, final before I do any staining and final sanding. So it's almost at the end. And then this one and this one are straight up and down in the chambers. You know, if I would have just been wiser, I would have loaded up on TP and sold it reasonably, but, made something. And I've got this beauty that's nearly finished. I need to bring it down a lot more, but it won't be this big when it's finished. But the shine, oh, the shine. It's got to go down a bit more. I was trying something on a pipe that has a smaller opening or a narrower mortise, and I just wanted to see what this color would look like. So I paired it with the pipe so I could get the idea and on the color I want to do for the bowl itself. And usually I'll take a scrap piece like this or something, smooth it out, stain it, and try different things on the scrap pieces. But I've done that I've gotten all my colors now on them, and I just wanted to do it this way this time. And then I've got several blocks that I'll use for cigar rests, pipe stands, stuff like that. Or pipe rests, I should say, not actual big pipe stands. But Oh, I can also today, finally, have some coffee. There's 3 kinds of coffee I can sometimes have, and it depends on the day. But today, I'm having a caramel frappuccino. For anybody who doesn't know, there's a lot of coffee I can't do because of ulcerative colitis. In one of my favorite mugs, away from my sanding, yeah, I need to try John Cotton's. I just need to, I need to order a bunch. I just need to win a little lottery. Okay, like I can win like 300,000. That'd be good. I could add a room onto the house, and that half of it would be gone. I could put some money towards a car, and that'd be the other half. And get some backies and still owe the bank. Dark Lord, how you doing, brother? Oh, well, great to see you, buddy. You have a good one. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, I'll check my emails. I'll be in reach of my notebook in a little bit. I will check it out. That's cute. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I like black coffee. I just can't always do most coffees. I can't do. Honestly, it doesn't matter if it's sweetened, pure black coffee. I can do Cohiba sometimes, Black Rifle sometimes, and Starbucks sometimes. But I can't do any other coffees. And I can't do them any day. It just has to be the right day. That looks cute. That's not the one made for it, but it's cute. I'm excited to get on to stems tomorrow because I'm ready. I'm ready to bring this down today. I'd like to get the stems the day after tomorrow if I can. And this one's not even all smoothed out, and you can see it's gorgeous. Nice big bowl. One of my favorite ones I've ever worked on, hands down. Pleasant block to work with. Absolutely amazing grain. Even translucent a little bit on here. And then the grain comes up on both sides like this direction, wrapping around. Awesome. So it just needs a little work, but I'm not doing stems today. So that's why that one's waiting, and I'm going to do the shank. But I'm anxious for that one to be done. I love it, and I'm just ready. I'm ready for all these to be done. You having a good day, Dark Lord? I might have missed the chat. I hope you're having a good one, buddy. It's good to see you. Had a couple of days that were, well, one day was real busy, and then yesterday I just didn't have a solid day. Yesterday I was going to be out here working. Oh, yeah, you got it. You got it, Yornik. No, don't hide. Do what I'm doing. There we go. My fat thumb. Got a fat thumb. Yeah, this one, thank you. This is honestly my personal favorite, or one of my top, personal favorite, but one of my top 20, one of my top 3. And it's Dublin, but it's almost billiard. I want it to have that little hint of Dublin and just be a nice, comfortable, sturdy pipe. With a little less wood on it, of course. I'm going to try turning my phone, so I'm just going to turn the camera off. There we go. That's cool. I'm sorry if it did anything. I turned the camera off, turned my phone. Then I got a phone call again, and I went to swipe, and it was just yeah. And I went out of the app thing, and it actually still worked. I'm like, cool. Maybe, and I've got a similar one. I mean, real similar. That'll be more like a billiard. But technically, this will be a Dublin. But you could easily change it to a billiard by sanding accordingly, like it's at a perfect point for that. Yeah, billiards just a bit. Bubbling sounds kind of cute. But I don't know if I'd call this bubbling because that's not a very masculine title there. for such a masculine shaped pipe. Wow, I'm ready for that one. But I gotta stay focused. I'm doing commissions right now. I got 6 the other morning. Oh my gosh. I was so happy to see that. I was like, well, it is definitely good I'm back into work on this. So I'm very, very blessed to have such wonderful friends and people around who want to support it. But it's been good. It's been good. I made myself a house pipe, and I've made a lip hanger and a bent billiard. And I need to make either a straight billiard or a Dublin. I absolutely love Dublins. That's one of my favorites. But I'm trying not to keep them. But I want to keep them. This is one of my favorite stems. It's in the early shaping. It's got some silver, some gold, some almost green. It's in the early shaping. And I've done some crazy stuff. Like this one, I'm doing work on as well, experimenting with different shapes. This will get a very slight, well, very, very slight bend to it for looks. But it will, I have to just refine the shape, but it's at a good starting point. But that's why I'm going to need a few days of just focusing on stems. Because you can get stemmed shapes. Although ours are mirrors. Oh, yeah, man. Let me see. I've got one I'm going to re-wax. And as you can see, it needs cleaned up a little, but look at the shank. This is a cobra shape. It's one of only 5 or 6 made. I think 6 by SMS. And it's the only meerschaum I have. My wife does have a meerschaum, a little straight billiard. And it's really pretty. It's also SMS. They do a really good job with meerschaum. I had a friend going to Turkey, and he was going to see if he was able to bring back meerschaum. And then I'm not sure if his trip got canceled or whatever happened. I don't know. I haven't heard from him for a while. But he was going to try to get me some meerschaum, and he said, if I can get it to you, I'll get you a few pieces. He said, I don't care if you sell one or give one away, but you have to make one for yourself. It's like, that's the problem I have. Well, I make them for myself. I get them halfway made sometimes, and I just want to start smoking them. So I end up making the commissions nicer than I make my own because I'm trying to, I don't know. I just care more about other people's things. Hey, Bob, it is wonderful to see you. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I got that meerschaum. This is amazing. So that is a full-on pure meerschaum. And I'm trying to remember the place I went to, but if you hit $100, you got some money off, or you got free shipping. If it was your first order and they had a sale, that pipe would have been closer to $400. I think it was going to be like $370. Got it for $110, and it's not a composite one. I was like, oh my gosh. So I jumped at that. Doing good, man. Thank you. I'm doing good. I'm using Restream. If you guys have not tried it and you're looking to do videos, it is, well, if you're looking to do lives specifically, it is user-friendly, amazing, and it's browser-based. You can do it on a laptop. You can use your phone. Don't have to have so many subscribers or any of this. And unlike most places, like if you look at YouTube or Instagram lately, it'll just close out your live on you every 30 minutes. This doesn't do that. You don't have to install a Restream app. You just go into the browser, type it in, and you're all set. You have different overlays. You can invite more people in. And it depends on what the computer can run. I haven't tested it on my phone. I think it's actually working because I have a cheap little laptop. It was a cheapie. It was made to do more than the tablet or the phone I was using at the time. And it works really well if I'm hosting with 1 or 2 people, but the computer itself can't handle a lot. Can't handle 5 people. But based on whatever your machine can handle, you can host. At one point, I had myself and 4 others, so it's 5 people. I don't know the limit. But it's fantastic. Clear picture, works really well. Phone calls don't close it off, which is nice. It's straightforward, clear setup, and you can set up the live and all the details before you click going live. So I can pick the layout. There's like 6. I like this one because I can see the chat on the side, or on the computer I can show it underneath, or on part of the picture and off to the side. It's called Restream, and you can even chat. But let me see if I can put it on here. And you can set up things you want it to say, like it says all Briar'd up on the air. You can make a list of things and edit them or delete them. So I can post this. Restream.io. And you can put anything you want up. You can have music. You can change the background or whatever. And then you can just click on it, take it off anytime, delete those things if you want. I keep that on there because I'm very proud of this. It is amazing. It did have a free option when I got it a couple years ago. The standard is pretty much $20 a month, but to me, it is worth it. Because you can have a Zoom call with no limits. You can have people in and feel like you're doing a Zoom chat. You can make it private or not. You can tell it where to also post. So I have it sharing with YouTube. So you guys are probably viewing it from YouTube, but you can invite people in and do a private call like a Zoom or similar to Google Meet. It's pretty dang nice. And pretty user-friendly, extraordinarily user-friendly. You just create your account, but it's all done for browser, so you don't even have to mess around much. It's nice. It's not like, oh, my Instagram app's not working or whatever. You just type it in and you're good to go. I like when you can sand to the side, and I'm trying to follow the grain, and it's a vertical grain now, so I'm just moving inch at a time to sand this, and it's driving me into a place of peace and reflection. But I want it really smooth. Really, really, really smooth. It's going to be a natural, or I'd say natural. It'd be a naked pipe. I am going to put some carnauba wax on it. So I'm going to sand it a lot more, get it wet sanded really nice. Thank you. You're right. There's that saying, no hitting below the belt. I'm pretty sure they mean as long as the camera doesn't hit below the waist, you're good. I need to smoke something. I know I just did, but I need a different pipe. I'm breathing and talking and shooting little ash pieces everywhere. Although I haven't smoked this forever. I'm gonna smoke some. I mean, it's been out here, you can tell. Casey Jones Beyond Brave. This is a very good aromatic. There are some aromatics out there that don't just burn off the topping and then taste like junk, and this is one of them. There's a big difference in casing and toppings, of course, and I know it's easy to misconstrue because there's information out there all over the place. But from what I've heard from big blenders and what I've experienced myself, is toppings are usually sprayed on or added at the end. They're not usually part of the curing process or anything like that. Casings are usually cured in, or the tobaccos are infused or enhanced. And there's a big difference. I make some, when I do casing on blends, I've got a few I've done. I've done a honey one that's really good, and two of those, and lemon chocolate cake. And I'll tell you, if you make a blend specifically for what you're going to case it with, it's a whole world of difference. This stuff where companies will go by and have the same, we'll say 3 components, they'll do the same blend 15 times, and then they'll spray 15 different flavorings, and maybe none of them even go with the blend itself. And when you get that topping off, you're like, what? This is gross. Oh, banana chocolate. I'm sorry. I actually did forget. I got distracted. Banana chocolate blend. That's got to be soon. That's got to be soon. I actually ate the last banana in my house today, so I got the chocolate down. I'm debating on what the base blend is going to be. It could be similar to the lemon chocolate cake because the chocolate works itself out. That chocolate flavor comes from the blend. It is not an added chocolate. The chocolate flavor is all the blend. The lemon is what I put in the blend, but there's no propylene glycol. There's no spritzing of any stuff on it. There's none of that. There's my matches. Yeah, I got to figure out a way to do that. If I could do that in a blend, oh my gosh. What I like about this Casey Jones Beyond Brave is smoking it, it doesn't taste topped. It doesn't smoke like it's topped. It's not goopy. It's not this distinct different taste. So it feels more like it's taste and the blend is supportive. It's just tasty, really, really good. And you can taste the dang tobacco in it. And it all goes together. They did a good job. The reason I don't smoke my meerschaum out here a lot is because I'm nervous of dropping it and breaking it, of course. Or just shoots and giggles. So close, yet so far. I want this to be buttery smooth. And it's pretty close. There were just little imperfections in the wood, like where maybe an inclusion was going to build up over time, but it's not actual inclusion. I mean, you can see just these little marks. Oh, excellent question. I think we're going to be here, or we'll see my in laws, but I think we're going to be here for the actual day and just have some me and Mabu time because it's been a very long couple of months. I did make I need to make I've got a Christmas blend I made for my brother. And I gave him the recipe. I don't know why I didn't copy it down, but I gave him the recipe and I gave him the blend, and that it was Christmas cookie and it tasted like cookie. So I made I want us two, maybe a third, I don't remember, Christmas blends that are not top. They're just very good blends. And yeah, I need to make more of that stuff. So I'd like to do a Thanksgiving blend and have it aged till next year. Just get it made and jarred. Most of my components, I'd say my least aged component is about a year because I haven't ordered any tobacco in 6 months at least. And so the last stuff I got already had age on most of it. My oldest tobacco in jars, aside from like some McClellans and some exceptions, looking at about 11 years. Good one. I know when Canadians say, like Everett's like, yeah, it's our Thanksgiving. I don't do anything different. I just appreciate it. I get nostalgic anyway, and I appreciate him getting to celebrate that. But I usually work on pipes and go for a walk. Seems like on that day. Getting there. I'm at the point with this. even though I could switch down to like 320, possibly get rid of these marks quickly, and then go back up to 400. I don't want to do that because then I'm going to actually have to sand longer to get rid of the 320 marks. At this point, I'm close enough. I want to keep it at 400. I'm going to wet sand. Well, I am wet sanding it off and on at 400. Then I'll do the exterior. Then I'll be to the ready for the stem. So that's my goal. But we'll see family. A lot of times now we see family on days that are different than the actual holidays because everywhere gets busy and it's just not worth it. I used to work as a therapy aide and CNA, and I ordered for grocery stores. I had done security and stuff, and I always ended up working on holidays. Hey, I can go past that. Let me see if I got it in the cabinet. I only keep it in like 4 spots. That was one spot. Hey, Lurker Troy, it is good to see you, man. Nice, Troy. Man, you always seem so young to me. I've got some in here. Anyway, I actually have up to 2,200 grit, maybe even 24. At that point, you're gonna scuff it if you rub paper on it. I know I've got it in a drawer. I keep it away from the others so I don't just accidentally grab it and start using it and go, what am I doing? Yeah, 2,000 grit. Man, you wet sand at 600, it's like glass. You almost can't hold the pipe, which I've done before. A naked pipe, a naked pipe like that is awesome. It looks glossy, and I mean, you don't have to put anything on it. The wood is its own finish. Oh, nice. Yeah. A lot of times, wet sanding at 600 or at 400 usually bumps it up to around 530 ish when it's all done. And then you buff it, and you're pretty much about at 600 when you're done. And that's pretty nice. I mean, even 220, if you get everywhere and you wet sand it at 220, puts it about 300. And that's a really nice, gritty, feel, smooth. So 220 is a very nice kind of shot pipe feel, especially wet sanded. It just feels more polished up, but you still have some kind of grip. I mean, every pipe is different. I like to do, depends on how much wood is on it, but I like to do 80, then sometimes 100 wet sanded, or just 100, then get to 120. That's nice in between. Um, Depending on how much wood is on the pipe, and then 220. Sometimes I wet sand 220 and do a little bit of 320 and go to 400. Those are nice steps. Well, how is that possible, Troy? Because you don't seem like you're older than me. There must be. I know it. Then they could have the Duke Special Edition, the finest sandpaper you can get. Oh, it's just going good. It's like just young at heart. That's fair. It's getting to where there's like a paper thin margin or less that needs to come off of all sides in here. Well, it doesn't need to, but I want it to. You're always 12. Working. Then I just have to do the outside, which will be easier because you can, at least to me. Let's see, I think I did a little bit of this at 320, and it's pretty nice. The inside already feels pretty much like glass because it's wet sanded at 400. So, no, it's still pretty dang good. And then you put a finish on it. Oh my gosh. But it depends on if I'm going to stain a pipe, then I'll do it a little bit different. I won't do the wet sanding until closer towards the end, because, well, I guess in that aspect it's about the same, but I don't go to a very high grit when I normally would transition to 400. I wait, or to 320. I skip 320, and because you want the finish to be able to absorb into the wood, and if you sand it too fine, it kind of shuts out most of the color. It doesn't want to absorb it as well. I mean, you can still put a coating on, but this way it gets into the wood and it'll last a lot longer. When you wet sand, always go with the grain. Or started by a mistake. This is going to have a beautiful grain inside. You can see part of it. Oh, that looked good, and you can see part of my hand. Thank you. That's okay, Yornik. I do get, this is a little controversial, so I'm not judging anybody. I'm going to say that. But I believe our world gets a little bit nonsensical when people are going, well, I just cancel this or that. And here's how I'll just say how I feel about it. You guys can judge how you feel. Okay. I feel like if you take lots of precaution and a pregnancy happens, then that's the time to man the hell up and take care of business. And if you're the mom, that's the time to put on your big girl pants and take care of business and stop this bull crap. That's being, you learn it at Christmas to be grateful and gracious when receiving a gift, not complain about it. Makes me sick to my stomach. And I'm full of good ideas. See? Light bulb. I don't know. You get people go, I'm too young and I don't have my life together. Well, now's your opportunity. You got 9 months to get your crap straightened out. So when the world says you can't say man up, I think that's bull, because sometimes you need that to yourself. Sometimes when you're going through depression, or let's say you're trying to stay consistent working out, and you're just tired, your body's worn out, maybe you're depressed at the same time, and you're having a real low day, sometimes you need to tell yourself, hey man up and get your butt out there, let's go. You can't tell anybody man up. Why? Sometimes you're capable of things greater than you think you are. And sometimes you forget that. And you need to remind yourself. Drives me nuts. I don't get too excited over it, but it's. When I grew up, and I farmed into my early 30s. Perfect, Troy. When I grew up farming, if you were helping dad or grandpa, that's what you were doing. I don't want to. No. If dad said, I need your help, let's go, you went. You just went. There was no choice. You just went. And that's good, because sometimes in life you don't have a choice. You got to do the right thing and you just do it. Doesn't matter if it's inconvenient, if you don't want to. Perfect example. My father-in-law just had these stents put in, had the bypass, all this stuff going on. My wife didn't want to be, out of convenience. If you looked at just convenience, she wouldn't want to be going to her mom's all the time and trying to look after her full time. But she did. My brother-in-law left his job that night, flew to see his dad and be with them for a week. There was no, I don't want us. He just went. You do what you got to do, no matter the convenience, That's true We all have a common ancestor right here. All right, that one can wait a little bit because I got more to do on this one. Oh, you're ornery and hilarious. Squeak. That grain inside the chamber, nice and smooth. Thank you. Not much to do left on this one. Just bring it down a little and sand this side. This where it was sawed, these I had to get rid of. Just left this little side sticking out on the bottom. So I just well, the light doesn't play right with it, but I just got to take care of that. Otherwise, it's a nice little Dublin with a little bit needing to be brought down. But I wait on the shank so when I get, it does kind of look like, let me wet the outside too so you guys can see this because I'm going to need to wet sand it anyway. So may as well. It's getting there. Crazy great cross grain. So not bad. It's going to be cute. Pretty light. I just need to take some more off the shank. No, this one I've debated on if it's going to be a sitter or not. So I might lighten up the stem and do a short, or the shank and do a short bit. Let's see if I have an example. Could do something like this. This size, I don't think I will. But yeah, I'm gonna leave the flat bottom, but I'm just gonna bring this side so it's like this side. That's all. This little bit sticking up, I don't like. But the bottom it's got great, great, great green. It's just a little work. Yeah, flat might be okay actually, because it kind of, I could go either way. So I'll take off the side that sticks out a little and bring it in a bit, and then just call it good. And that one's, oh, I was like, where's my phone light? I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's another dead center drilling. There's some dust in there. Because that's what we do. Try to drill it right. This is one of my older projects, actually. This was about around 18 pipes back or something like that. And the wet sanding is so nice because it lifts up any imperfections or any of the grain that's not perfect, and then you can sand that down and get it all really nice. Yeah, that's nice. That's where I want that one. But just more sanding on a few different pieces. That one's nice. I'm very pleased with how this is going. Yeah, I don't always know how everything else in the world's going, but if my pipe's going good, then I've got a better frame of mind about it. That's for sure. I am working on a different style of pipe, like new shape, hasn't been done, so I've been drawing ideas. I should drink my coffee before flies do. But I've been thinking a lot about new shapes. I'm looking for the name. looking for a good name that for like a never been done pipe. And then I'm trying to decide if it's going to have a bend at all in the stem, anything like that. So there's a lot of homework to do on it first. And I've done some shapes that I haven't really seen, depending on the commission. But most pipe shapes come from Dublin or Volcano shape. You can get pretty much any shape based off of those, but there we go. Cleaning this pipe out. I haven't cleaned this one forever. I haven't used it for a while. This is a Bones pipe, and it's a really good shop pipe, but I usually like them bigger, so I just haven't used it for a while. There. But I've enjoyed it. It's a little cutie. And I've done rustications on pipes of all kinds. I do want to sandblast. We just have to get the right stuff switched into the sandblaster. But I haven't decided on a pipe that's going to be sandblasted yet. But that will be a thing. I am working on this. And I don't know if I'm doing a disservice showing it early. Ooh. But I'm going to bring the front down a bit. I don't know if I'm going to leave it out more. But so far, this is where it's at. Satan's dong is always... That's true. But here's the shape I'm working on. And the bowl is nice and deep. I've just got an inclusion. I have to find out how deep it goes, but I don't think it's going to be a fatal one. And I'd like to do where it's contoured and it's like smaller, but still has some sort of outwardness to each face. And then I'll leave the plateau connected. Bring this in so it's contoured and bring the edge in before I do that. And then probably bring this higher. I think I can get it a good 1/4 inch off. Have it kind of come out to the front like that. And this is not drawing. This is actually intentional sand marking or Dremel marking I've left. A chalice. But I think it could be something special. I'm going to look at this. Stem. Something like this and bend it. And then have it convex, whatever, so it fits in, not just with the stem. I mean, this is from a different pipe, so the tenon would be different. But I think that'd be cool. I do have a Zulu that I left the plateau on. I did bring it inward, but I left it extended so I could leave the plateau. So it's pretty nice. I like it a lot. So I just have to figure out stems for most of the stuff. But the purple stem is from the Zulu. Hey, Bridget, Paul, and Jacob, and Buffy. How are you all doing? Good to have you. Hope your day is marvelous. If it's not, it needs to be. Oh man, I could just do that. That doesn't look that bad. Give it a little bend. Might do that. That looks nice, actually. Oh, I figured you're trying to get Paul to nap. That should be easy. I know if I lay back in a recliner, I could be knocked out in no time. If Jacob wants to do some sanding, I've got masks and a vacuum and stuff. He'd come over and sand, and he'll get tired pretty quick. It wouldn't take long, I promise. So he'd be ready in about 20 minutes. Wouldn't take long. Let's see where I got some 220, not 80, 220. And scissors. The adventures and is it child labor if they're allowed to quit whenever they want and snack and have drinks and everything available? I don't know. Sanding. You know what? I'll tell you this. If I never worked as a kid, because they're like, oh, child labor laws, then I wouldn't know a damn thing. So people get silly. How do you teach a kid work ethic if you don't teach them how to work? My personal opinion. Not saying child labor laws shouldn't have been invented at all, but there are things kids can do. Kids could sand for a little while, then go run around and play. I'd be okay with that. Myself, I'd be okay with that. It's good for kids to work. You get people now, well, hell, you get kids now that are 20 and don't know how to lift their finger, don't know their ASS from their elbow. Or they don't have any confidence that they can do anything. And it's like, come on. You can do anything. You just may not know it yet. I could take a nap today. I could tell you. You can't, I repeat, can't eat the sun. I tried. Nice. But you can eat up all the sunlight depending on your point of view. Well, your body does consume sunlight. So technically, your cells can eat it, I guess. They can consume it and take nutrients from it. Getting there. More or less, give or take. Absolutely. Dang. Turning out nice despite myself. Still gonna have to find something else to smoke in a second, I tell you. I took well, not all of them at all, but I took some good blends inside. So I'd have them. So I'm in trouble now. I don't have them here with me. See? Now it's looking a lot sharper. That's all we can wish for. I'm telling you, man. As is Mabu for me. Getting there so nicely. Beautiful. Beautiful. Not bad for hand sanding. Hey, Paul, how you doing, brother? I almost said, hey, Papa Bear, which is fine, but I wanted to say, Paul, how you doing, buddy? We are getting there, my friend. Nice. That's what life's about. Good smokes and good folks. Excellent. Excellent. Trying to be Smithers. All right, I'm gonna grab some backy, and I'll be right with you guys. I got some hiding over here. Whew. I'm gonna grab a drink of water while I'm at it, or other water to use on the pipe. I don't know what to smoke. It's my problem. Tried to spill my coffee. I'll do some more Beyond Brave because it's been a long time since I've smoked this, and it's good. Let me see if I can know how I'm doing this. I can invite up to 10 guests. I can have 11 people on this sucker. Dang! Dang, dang, dang. I'm not sure how to invite, to be honest. Oh, let's see. How do I do it? I can now see myself twice. That's not what I'm trying to do. How do I pick on people? And 100 goes? Oh, that isn't it. Can I show? See, I can see what he said, I think. He's like, sweet. How do I do it? I'm not sure. I think I can leave this up. I'm going to try something. I'm going to turn my camera off. Hopefully that didn't give you guys a headache. No, it's all good. It was me. It was me. Oh, I should have done it. Okay, I will keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. I sent you the thing on Instagram, Paul. I will do peekaboo next time though, because I missed the message. I saw something popping up and I'd already swiped this screen away so I could go on Instagram. Oh, I got a chat thing. Oh, there's Paul. Hang on, Paul. There we go. You just have to allow the mic, I think, Paul. And it only does it while you're in session, the mic and the camera. Because I don't hear you and I don't see you. I'm able to make sure you're unmuted and your video is on my end. Does he even exist? I can neither confirm nor deny. Okay, buddy. Sounds good. It'll still link it all here, so. But you have to allow it the access to camera and microphone, but it only does it while you're in it. And when you leave, it doesn't apply to anything else. It's only while it's in this. And then when you're out, it's back to normal. I know I've done it on computer. But it was showing the picture good on here. And my phone's better than my computer. Okay, let's see. Oh, good.
All right.
Awesome. All right, buddy. Well, that wasn't too bad.
What's up? Yeah, it wasn't letting me allow microphone and video on my cell phone,
Mm.
so it was no problem just now on the laptop.
Yeah, sounds good. Picture's good. I got no complaints. And it hasn't
Let me
canceled me out.
load.
Look at this, almost 2 hours, and it hasn't closed my live.
Wow.
Well, what are
So
you
is
smoking,
this-
bud?
I got one of those Christmas Halloween cigars up the.
Cool.
Like a mini lamp.
I like the color. Has it got any Kentucky by any chance?
It's a Connecticut.
Hmm. I need to smoke more cigars, but there seems to be a problem when I don't buy any.
Yeah.
I need to buy
Don't
more
really
cigars
buy too
so I
many.
can smoke more cigars.
Yeah. I'm about to put the volume on my cell phone.
Has it got any chance?
That's gonna be 1 second. Connecticut. All right. Hopefully. Connecticut.
Oh, I've had that happen plenty of times.
This here.
Oh, I'm
All right, no, not that loud, but I can still hear you.
Yeah, we hear you good. I can turn your volume up here, like how it comes through, but I can't change how much. Well, I can turn myself up. Is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. That's as high as it can go on here, but that's at least.
Yeah, I hear it now.
At least it lets me change it. I really love sanding at 400 because I sand forever at 400.
Nice.
I'm always sanding at 400. 250 goes fast. 320 goes pretty fast. 400 and then wet sanding, it just takes longer.
No, Unic, I was making a skip by mistake. Unic said it was skipping, playing it on my cell phone and listening to the laptop, and I switched back.
Yeah, that'll do it. You get interference. Man, there we go.
Yeah. This is cool. That was all on YouTube now?
No, this is on. I'm streaming it to YouTube, but this is just Restream.io in the browser. That's it. So this is
I
not
see.
really a platform. Which is nice. So I can pick it to go to YouTube. I mean, I don't know if I can choose it to go to Instagram, but I can have it go to like, there's 20 different places I didn't even know existed.
Mm,
So you can do one live stream or video and put it on several different places.
nice. I gotta try this out myself on Friday. I'm gonna do Christmas
I like
tobaccos
it.
this
It's that
Friday.
I could have. Oh, excellent. I've had C&D Prancer. That's a very good one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't had that one. I
It
had
was
that
one of those things
golden.
that I ordered, and they're like, you can, pick a tin to come with it, kind of thing.
Yeah. You could join Bridget. I'll be fun. Bridget inside doing the live inside with Jacob and do a whole like YouTube squad live.
Yeah,
What was
that'd
it?
be
No,
cool.
YTPC live.
I knew you could have a good amount of people. When I got to, I think it was 5 others. I would have been the sixth on my laptop. It was just starting to skip because my laptop's just a cheap laptop. It couldn't handle that many.
That's crazy
But
because
I didn't know you could have 10 others.
anytime I do the live on my laptop, it's terrible. But now this looks pretty good.
I used to use an old tablet, and when I was recording, it wasn't too bad, or like doing a live, it wasn't as bad on my end. But then when it uploaded, I realized like going to my wife's phone and viewing it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's skipping, and there were issues, and people in the YTPC were awesome. They just stuck with it, and I'm like, how can you guys watch this crap? It was terrible. So I got this laptop with only, well, before the sale was a couple $100, so it's not like it was a big time expense. I just wanted a cheap one for this, and that worked out really good. And then using it with Restream worked really, really good because you can't do, well, now you can. You couldn't do YouTube on your phone. And it's like, heck, now I'll just do it all on here. But they haven't changed their price. I've had it a couple of years. They haven't changed their price at all.
Oh, nice.
So I'm happy with them. And they bill when they say they're going to bill. You're not like, oh, they went earlier this month or later this month. They just do what they're going to, they say what they're going to do and actually do it. And I have a lot of respect for that.
Wow. That's good. I have that editing thing. It's to bill me like once every 3 months, but they never bill it on time. So I'm like, where does this come from?
Oh man, yeah, and I watch my stuff very, very closely as well. Yeah, I've had that. It's almost like once I was with the phone company and I said I need you to bill me by this date because I get paid, and then they just take it out anytime or bill you earlier. And like they give me a late fee 2 weeks before it was even due, which was a week before I was even set up to pay it. So they'd be like, "You're late." I'm like, "You're early. I'm not late." And that messed with things for a long time. So then I had to chew them out. That's like, you guys want your bill today. You know, you want your payment today, but you can't bill me the day that I tell you to bill me.
Hmm.
But it's better now. Not near what it was like, but I hate that stuff.
Yeah, so now every time I get a bill like that, and I don't know what it is, I put it in my calendar, so it repeats every month. Like Netflix does that too. The auto payments, that's what gets me because I'm like, pay for that, and then look it up. I'm like, oh, I did. Oops.
Yeah,
They
I
got
don't
so
have
much
very.
stuff out there. They just bill you.
I don't do much on auto payment because of that, so I can keep really good track of it. But then again, if you forget, then you're in trouble. But
Hey,
I don't
the link he sent
do.
me is on Instagram. Trying to get on.
Oh, yeah, I sent him the link on Instagram, but you don't need. It's all on browser. There's no. It's not actually a platform. I just sent it because I could contact him with the link on Instagram. Do I have you on Instagram, Troy? I can't remember, buddy. I am on Instagram. If I did, I'm sorry. It's all Briar'd up, all lowercase, with an underscore between the words. I can
Yeah,
look over there
I
on a
like
second.
this a lot. It's cool. It's a lot. This restream is kind of cool. It's a lot more easy to deal with. It's got all the chat and everything on here, and
And it's really nice, like you said on the laptop. You can even set it so you can have the chat on the right of where your screen is, but it doesn't block your screen. And then you can also have it to the right. So
yeah,
if I'm looking at like sending out a message to just one person or typing in a caption I want to pop up, I can do that and still see the chat. But yeah, if you do have me,
whoa.
Troy, I know I've gotten unsubscribed from some folks on YouTube, so I've been resubscribing. Just send me a message and I'll just send you the link.
I put it full screen for a second, and I'm like, where'd all the chat go?
I did that too today.
So at first I was watching my cell phone, and this I'm like, I don't even need my cell phone now. I'm so used to doing
Yeah,
the
it.
laptop and cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the
It's really
video on my cell phone
nice to.
normally, and then the chat on the laptop. Or now it's how it's supposed to be. I was backwards. Story of my life. Last 2 years live backwards.
I won't tell anybody. It's okay.
Yeah, it's live, not recorded.
No, I'll just turn it off. Like, you want to send this to everybody you know?
You're right.
No.
You're gonna make a short. My luck, you make a short out of it. It's like, you hear what Paul did?
All right, I'm just
Watch
gonna.
those shorts. They'll probably get like 5 million views for that.
Right. I'm gonna turn my camera off. It may pause it a second, but I'm gonna hop to Instagram and see if I got his message.
All right. What's up, you Troy? Bridget.
And it's cool. It kept you still live. It didn't just pause it for everyone. So you were still
nice.
talking, and I was able to check Instagram, and so that's cool because then it doesn't just stop the live. And I know for people viewing, it's annoying when it does that.
I was going to talk about how I was hoping to like this cigar a lot more than I do, but I don't. It's like a little weird tasting. I had the Dracula and the Wolfman. Those are really good. This one's not that good.
Let me put it in a message.
It's weird. Troy was on Instagram.
Yeah, it's all lowercase.
Stream link. Oh my gosh.
Oh god. That's what
Is Yornik or Kate?
it's Yornik. Well, it was Yornik. Now I'm just confused. As long as I don't knock my phone off of this piece of briar, I'll be good. And I can't spell. I almost call myself all broad up.
See, I called it, John. It's Kate, not Yornik.
Oh, it was Yornik a long time. I did feel more like it was Kate, but yeah. Okay, I want to show it.
Put this down. Maybe later it'll be better. Let's see what I got here. Wait 1 second. I can actually do this.
Let me try typing it in here. Hang on.
I wanted to smoke some Christmas, but I left that inside. See my bullet?
Excellent.
It's my new tamper. Yeah, same thing, Kate, with me and my wife. I've been going to Maltese Falcon a lot lately.
That's a good one, man. I didn't like it at first. How do I show this? That's my problem.
It took me a couple months to open it.
Anyway, it's lowercase, so it's just ALL_Briar'd. Briar'd with no apostrophe _up. That's my Instagram. So it's almost the same.
That dope MF. That's good. It's got like nice lemony citrus note.
Nice. If I'm gonna tell my dad, because my parents always ask, what is there anything you want for Christmas? I'm gonna say no unless it's tobacco, because I just don't. I don't need anything. I'm simple. I'm happy with what I got. And then after I fail to remember what I do need, then I'll tell them. It'll be after Christmas, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, and I needed this sandpaper. all this other stuff. But what do you do when you're happy? There's not much you want when you're happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I got way too much tobacco. I'm actually giving a lot of it away. That's some nice green on that.
Mm-hmm. Getting there. I'm going to wet sand it at 220. Because it's sanded at 220 already. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't even know. Look at this. I love how straight grain can pop. That's just a 220.
Nice.
And then when I'm doing my staining is when I'll sand it to another grit. But 220 is a go-to for a while. All right, I'll see if I got anything on Instagram real quick again.
Let's see. Do you have my Instagram, Troy?
But I look up Lurker Troy. I type it in just like that, and I get so many people. I don't know who the heck they are.
Hey, Troy, is yours Lurker 2016?
Oh.
2016, I mean. Yeah, I got you. I'll send you the message. I just sent you the stream. Hopefully that goes through. All right, John. I just sent Troy the message for the link.
Perfect. There. Let's see.
On Instagram. Through the telegraph. I gotta send you some Morse code, Yornik. Sorry, Kate.
I was gonna call you Cornick.
Yeah.
From now on, you're Cornick. Unless you're Yornik, then you're Yate. I guess. I don't know. There, it's showing up. There we go. Boom.
Yornik Kate. There
Yeah,
he
that's
is.
the other one.
What's up, Troy?
How you doing? Oh, can't hear you. Let's see. But it's nice to see you. There should be something on the bottom left. I can see you though.
Doing interpretive dance instead. There he goes.
I like it, man. That adds something to this. I'm not sure what, but I'll let you know when I figure it out. Are you on a phone? Okay. Because when because his stuff was coming up too, except the picture and the sound, and then he went to laptop and was able to join that way. I can at least see you. I don't know why. And I don't have you muted. I have your volume up. I see your picture. I don't know why it's not.
Yeah. I see your video too.
I can give you some. I can send you something to sand.
Huh.
That's weird.
That's what we should do. Have me and John talking and have Troy sanding stuff down as we're going.
Oh, there you go. He's like, I don't know if I like that.
Your mic is blocked. That's the same problem I was having on the cell phone.
I'm gonna answer somebody real quick, and I'll be right back.
I had to go out. I think it's through the restream. To go down to settings on the bottom, and then go to audio, and then it should have a audio input default mic. You might have to in there. And Kate, Jacob doesn't have a beard either.
Someday,
Yeah, someday.
any month now, he'll have a beard.
Working on his hair still. Got a little bit coming in now.
Well, you and Bridget make cute babies.
Thank you.
For sure. Well, now he's getting older. Now he's handsome. He is a handsome little boy.
Oh, now Jornik back.
Yornik and Kate are sending me on this emotional roller coaster. I don't know who's to blame. This is the point now with doing the wet sanding. You go with the grain no matter which way it goes. And it's pretty much done. The only spot is the bottom where there's just teeny little sand marks, barely. And it's to the point where it's like, just don't screw it up.
Toaster doors. That's fine, Bridget. Yeah, we are getting paid tomorrow. That's good. I thought I was gonna have to wait to Thanksgiving and then be closed and wait till Friday. So that was one good thing. Getting paid a day early.
Excellent.
But then we're off. I'm off this week for we got laid off this week.
So are you happy about that because it's Thanksgiving?
Yes. Yes and no, because there'll be less money.
Right.
But then I go back to work on Monday anyway, so it's like 1 week less, and then following week will be a regular paycheck.
That time off will be nice, though, I suppose. I know I worked at one place. If you every year you worked, you got more time added for your paid time off.
Yeah.
So if you're there a few years, then it was pretty nice. One guy was there 18 years, and he could take off a month each year. And that was just PTO. That wasn't sick time. That wasn't emergency. That was just paid time off. I'm like, good heavens. So you could opt to collect a check from them and then keep working, or you could do partial or whatever. And then I worked at a place. I was taking time off. It was supposed to be my vacation time. Mabu had mono, and then we had family coming anyway. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like, I'm going to take 2 weeks off because I was, I talked it over with my supervisors. 2 weeks off, no problem. I was very clear talking to her about paid time off. There he is.
What's up, Todd?
Oh, still no sound. Well, what a bunch of crap. At least I get to see you now. That's nice, but I would like to hear you too.
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird. Yeah, because I can mute and unmute and make sure there's no issue on this side.
Yeah, because I don't think we can't mute other people. You might be able to.
Yeah, the host can, but I've triple checked that it's not muted. It's got the speaker everything correct, and same way I have yours on, so I can hear you. Then I should hear him.
So, Troy, right under the left-hand side of the thumbnail, it says you're in the show. Mine says everyone can see and hear you. Does yours say that? Or
Hmm.
it's got the little microphone.
That's weird. And yes, hello, Todd. I hope you're doing well. Good, always good to see you. Despite what Hillbilly said.
Are you gonna be on for a while? I might grab a real cigar.
Yeah, I'll be on a bit. I'm just working, so I'll be on a little while.
I gotta grab a drink and a real cigar over here. That thing was terrible.
Ugh. Good, Todd. I'm just babying this because I'm about done with what I need to sand. Then I'm going to let it totally dry, and then I'll be ready to stain it. So this one is done until I finish the stem, which the stem is already picked out. Everything's good. It's all set. Just need to work. I don't want to get a new piece of sandpaper because it's at the sweet spot where it's finer than it's supposed to start out, and it's doing a really good job. It just takes a little bit longer, but I like when it's like that because I don't need to remove a bunch. I just need to get the grains showing a little more.
All right, I brought out the good cigar.
Awesome.
Donnie and me did a tobacco trade. He sent me a Cuban.
Yeah, I like doing trades. I've done so many trades with him I lost count. But he sends good cigars.
This is a Cohiba Cuban.
Nice. Cohiba's a good brand.
This is gonna be my first Cohiba.
If you don't like it, then just snuff it out and send me the rest because Cohiba's good.
All right.
It's good. I think you'll like it.
He sent me two other Cubans. I love them.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to try some great cigars. I just haven't ordered anything for a while. I need to get some more. I do have some Oliva seconds that are good. They're not the best cigar I've ever had, but they by far are not the worst. And for the sale they were on for a couple dollars a cigar, they're pretty damn good.
I have to cut this. Ooh. Sorry about that. Yeah, I've been liking those the Liga Privadas a lot. Those what's it called, the Lancero shape.
Yeah. I really
Those are
enjoy torpedo shapes. I just don't have anymore.
all right. Here we go. It already smells good.
Oh man, I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite parts with a pipe is when you're just to that point you're about to be to where it's ready to stain. All the hard work, all the time, the 80 hours of sanding, the work on the drilling, the block working out, getting past any inclusions that may or may not be there, just getting through it all. All of it comes down to having it right and then being able to stain it, and it's like a culmination of all those. It's like here comes the payoff.
Nice.
So I'm excited for that, because it's like watching a great movie or reading a wonderful book, and you're just about to have everything answered all at once, or you read something or see something, and then they do, like a lot of them do, which they've done well mostly, when you watch a movie and then they release the earlier, like the previous movie afterward, and you have all these little questions and they answer them all. It's like that. You're like,
nice.
Finally, this is just building into everything. So
How many pipes you on now? Like 40 something?
no, the latest one is actually number 83.
Oh wow.
And that's 83 on commissions or spoken for pipes. So it's not the total amount, but it's good to be there. It's good to get to that point, and it's good to feel like you know what you're doing more now.
Yeah, I'm still loving that volcano pipe.
Good. That was fun to make. That was a good piece of Briar'd. My wife teases me because I can't remember squat, but every pipe that I've worked with that's gone on to somebody, I can remember. I can remember the block. I can remember what it looked like to start with. I can remember if it had something I had to saw off or some kind of inclusion. I can remember if it was a dense one or not a dense one. It's like all these details and it's like I can't even remember what day it is most of the time, but I can remember that.
Todd wants to see what that one looks like.
Oh yeah, I'll show you. I'm almost done here. And I don't have any sand marks to get rid of anymore, other than just a tiny bit on the bottom. So I'm just doing that, and then I'll be ready to set it aside and then wait and finish up the stem in the next few days, and it'll be good to go.
Yeah, Troy, I think. John, are you on your laptop or phone?
I'm on my phone.
Or that's
Because I
strange.
didn't want. Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Troy couldn't get it to work. I couldn't get my phone to work either.
Yeah, and I don't have like the world's best phone, but I know. I don't know. My laptop does it well, but then when I have more people joining, it's not as clear of a picture. So like if I have me and another person, it's pretty good, but it's not great. But it does seems like it's more accessible, I guess, if someone's joining with the phone. But I used what I had to do with my phone to host it was I had to go to Safari as a search engine thing, and I've never had to do that on my laptop. I didn't have to do that. This one I did, but that was the only thing I had to do different, and then it let me Do it.
And of course, be right back. I gotta get my charger. My laptop's running low already.
And I would have done this on my laptop, but I didn't want to get any sanding or sawdust into it. They're looking for him. I'm looking right at him. There we go. You're a loose cannon, but you get results. Hey, how you doing, Brian? Great to see you, buddy.
What's up, Brian?
Always a pleasure.
All right, should be good for the next couple hours now.
So here's what I'm doing, Todd.
Nice.
That's now ready for staining, and then when I do the contrast, then I'll wet sand this at 400 when I'm ready. They're just teeny tiny little marks on the bottom, but the next step would be 400. The rest does not have those marks, so I'll just do the bottom with that anyway when it's time, because it'll so this will still get sanded a lot again. But I got no complaints. It's beautiful, and of course the stem has to be finished. But I won't argue. I'll take it. Nice size. I love that size. Clears the fingers. Easy to hold. So that stem and the shank will be worked together. I just have to get the shank will need to go down in size, but or the stem will, but I'm leaving a little on the shank so I can make the transition better. At the same time, I can work these together. So I did leave some more on here. I brought it down. You still see I left a little. The bottom's pretty good, so it'll be more like a U around this, and then work it in with this, and then we'll be good. But otherwise, I'm happy. And I got this little cutie. I got to figure out what I'm doing. How you doing, Jeff? I put a notch in it. You can set cigars on or whatever.
Well, that's fun.
So it's gonna be kind of cool. Just haven't done anything exactly like it yet. Deciding what I'll do with this. I might leave it because the stain would look nice. Just to sand a little bit more, but the drilling is dead center again.
That'll be fun. That's a 6 hole, so you can put any size cigar in there to finish it. Hold the cigar and finish the cigar in it.
True. And it's a pretty, let's see, because I think it would hold a standard size cigar. Well, I've got a measuring thing around here somewhere. There we go. I can't recall. Yeah, it's 3/4 diameter chamber.
3/4. What is that in millimeters?
That's 48.
It's a decent sized one.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, it's
48. Yeah, that's most cigars.
got good grain. I think I'll make these grooves a little bit deeper so there's just more showing off, and it'll make this a little narrower. And then, yeah, I won't do much to the bottom. I might give it a little edge, or I might just leave it because I want it to be nice and sturdy. But so far, some of the screwball ideas have turned out pretty good. I know that Mount St. Helens. Oh, thank you, Kate and Oriornic. I might have to do just a variety of some pipes that hold cigars. That one's mostly done. It's just a non-stop rodeo. Sand and sand and sand. I don't know what goes faster. Depends. I guess depends on the shape, but like shaping takes a good few days. The stem is around 2 to 4 days. I mean, I made a pipe and stem in 1 day before, but it just depends on how the wood works with you. If it works exactly what you're thinking it's going to do, then yeah, you can do that. But if I'm not having a day if I'm having a good day to do the drilling, then I'll take pipes that I shaped when I had a good day for shaping to the point that I'm ready to drill, and then I'll drill those, do all my measurements for each, and then I'll leave stems separate. So yeah, like if it's a commission, then as whatever day it's best for, I'll work on whatever steps to get it to the next point. And then once the best day for the next point, then I'll get that done. So a lot of times I end up having several pipes done at the same time, but commissions get priority, of course. That's just how it is. Or if I have a date, like if I have a commission, I need to do, I don't know. If I'm shaky and I need to do some more of the fine work, like doing the airway or something like that, and I'm having a day I'm shaky, then I'll grab a different block and do like the shaping on it with the sander here or hand sanding. That way I don't jeopardize the commission. And that's the hardest part, is when I have a day that I can't do stuff on pipes, and when I'm inside, I'm like, I start trying to stay calm, but I kind of start stressing myself out. And I'm like, no, it's fine. You're supposed to rest anyway. But I start getting anxious. Like, I'm supposed to be out there. What the heck? Those are stem ready. And most of these are ready for 400, so I'm always sanding with 400 lately, man.
Nice.
So your Cohiba's preferred over your last one?
A lot better, yeah. It's strange. I didn't think I was gonna like it because it's the smaller gauge, but it's actually really good.
And they don't burn bad for being those gauges anyway,
Oh, look how even it is.
because they make them.
I've been
They make
puffing
them
away
well.
on it, and it's still nice and even outside. And it's definitely got
They
like
do a good job.
a nice taste that's like smooth and no sourness. It's pretty nice.
I'm gonna start drooling. I've smoked some cigars while working, but like if I'm gonna stain or something, then I don't want any ash going anywhere. So a lot of times I'll get a really deep bowl and a lip hanger or something and fill it like halfway. So if I'm gonna smoke and stain, I'll use that, and I'll smoke a blend that usually has some Cavendish, some Burley, something in it that just seems like it stays down better. And then, or a lot of times I just don't even. I'll do the staining and not smoke a pipe.
Makes sense.
Because I smoke a pipe when I'm doing everything else. So
Yeah.
I guess for the staining I can
Plus, you
deal
don't want
with it.
ash all over yourself from the cigar.
Yeah, and it would drive me nuts if I did like a beautiful contrast stain and then did some other stain after a while, and then here comes some ash on the end of it. I'd be like, yeah,
Yeah.
dang it.
My luck, if I was staining, if I had ash all over it, if I was smoking a cigar.
Mm-hmm. But it's been fun. It's a good hobby.
What's up, Derek?
Nice. I was smoking a cheap cob myself.
If ash persists, need
And
moisturizer.
I'm part Irish myself, so it's nice to have you. I'm a bit of a mutt.
On my corn cob Tuesday pipe. Smoking that today.
Nice. I should do that, actually. I should grab a. I swear, yesterday, I don't know about you guys, yesterday felt like Saturday to me.
Yeah.
All day. And so I had phone calls to make this morning. I already been out sooner. And I was like, oh, good. Tomorrow's Sunday. I can wait because I had to wait till Monday to do the calls. And then my wife got up and she's like, it's Monday. I'm like, damn it. Because some of them they're just long calls. I mean, some are with hospitals for my father-in-law. And although the hospital he's at is really, really good, but you're still going to be on the phone a while. And the most annoying thing about just phone calls and other stuff is it's just a lot of sensory overload if you have epilepsy, because you got somebody with sound going on and you got to focus. And I miss a lot of words, so I really have to concentrate. You can't miss anything. And they're just tiring. But my wife won't let me do the laundry, so that was the trade-off. I didn't have to do the laundry, but I had to do part of the phone call. But I didn't have to do the whole phone call. I did the classic turn clothing pink trick, and my wife said, "You're not doing laundry ever again." So last time I did the laundry was about 11 years ago, but I fold a lot of laundry.
Yeah, I just got done doing the whole hallway. We had like stuff from our honeymoon and last Christmas and all the clothes and stuff we had to put away. And my tobacco stuff got all pushed into a corner and all over the place. So I finally cleaned that hallway, put the tobacco back in the closet, and it took like 2 days straight, but finally got it done.
I like organizing if there's not much else to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you have to, and you're like, I can finally get to this, but it takes a while.
Yeah. Figure I'm
I
off
also
this
like
week.
things.
Figure I was off this week and had some coffee and had some more coffee and got it done.
Nice.
Now we have space for the Christmas tree. We did the living room. We ordered
That's
a new tree this year.
Yeah.
We ordered a new tree this year. The other one was falling apart. We get the artificial trees.
Mm-hmm.
First year I was here, got a real tree. Bad idea. 'Cause I went to go throw it. It was like pine needles all over the place. Still picking out pine needles off of the what's it called? The paneling on the wall.
Mm.
But now
I do
that was
miss
4
real
years ago.
tree.
I love these, but it's too much work for the apartment.
Whenever I get another room added on, then we can consider real trees again.
Yeah.
Problem with our house is we have no storage. And we've gotten rid of so many things. And, it was like one day my mom came in and she's like, what's this and what's this, And I said, well, if you think about it, we have no more than anybody else. We have less than a lot of people. But we have no storage. There is no storage. So you come in, you got your coat hanger or hall tree. And then we've got a couple of totes. One tote with like the heavier stuff, winter clothing, overalls and stuff like that. And then another one with just outside decorations and stuff. So you walk in, it's a nice entryway, and there's our shoe rack and everything, but there's no coat closet. When I grew up, my parents' house, they had one on each side. So you walk in the hallway and you wouldn't see any of that stuff. You had a little coat hanger, you'd have a few sweaters on, but everything else, the boots, all the different types of farming and irrigation boots, whatever, were all in a closet. Everything had storage. Our kitchen has some, but it's not adequate. And so our basement, where it's a storage room basically now, but everything's in totes. But man, like that's the biggest thing is it's just if it had storage, we'd have tons of room. And it has one closet in the basement, so we've got like suits and stuff hanging up in there. And then but there's no other closet.
Mm.
So it's just a pain. Our pantry is like you go up the stairs and it's along the walls on shelves and around the corner a little bit. The layout is not great. So you have a small kitchen. It's not a bad sized kitchen, but a third of it is a hallway to walk past to a room. So you really have 2/3 of the kitchen, and there's not much room in there. And then you have the other side upstairs is the dining room. So and part of that is where the pantry is because it's a small place. It was built for one guy. So that's the biggest thing with it is
Mm.
poor layout and no storage.
I have the one closet out here just for like holiday totes and stuff, Christmas and Halloween, and
Mm-hmm.
the other ones for my barbecue and outside stuff. But after going through all my clothes, like a giant contractor bag just for donation stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna wear stuff, and like half stuff from high school, and I'm like, it still fits, but I'm like, I haven't worn this in like 10 years. I'm not gonna wear it.
That's the trick. Is if if you can ask yourself, have I used it in the last year? Am I going to, or am I going to pick? Because I was the same way. I had like 12 pairs of jeans, and I'm like, I'm never going to wear more than 7 of those pairs in a week.
Mm.
So I got rid of all but 6 pairs, and then I had some that didn't fit. So I think I got it down to 2 good pairs and 2 that were okay to do work in, and then I bought a couple, and then that was now I'm doing good. But I'm like, I don't need 12 pairs of jeans. I don't need 80 shirts. Some were shirts from when I was a teenager that were handy downs from my oldest brother, who's 7 years older. So some of those shirts are 40 years old, almost. I'm like, I still wear those. So why am I wearing these ones that don't fit? Or I know I worked at a manufacturing plant for a while, and that the chemicals that I had to be around would turn a nice cotton sock shirt into like you're wearing cardboard. It just wrecked them. It turned them gray. And I'm like, well, I was going to turn these into something, but forget it. I'm getting rid of them. So they're like grease rags in my dad's shop. We cut them up.
Mm.
I'm like, I'm not using them for anything to do with pipes because they had chemicals. Even though we washed them, they're
Yeah.
gone. I'm not doing that. We started this with like new towels, new materials, and used it for rags and stuff like that. It's all going to be separate.
Yeah, my next project is I have like over 20 hoodies, like Nike hoodies that I don't use, so I'm either gonna bring them to work. Same thing with sweatpants, either bring them to work or just donate them to.
I was just talking with the neighbor the other day about that. We were laughing because he goes, "Can you believe this?" Now he never takes pictures of people, like unless it's a family photo. He doesn't do that. One day he took a picture of somebody, and he goes, "Why did people do this?" I go, "What?" So I lean over and he shows me, and it's got the. I got nothing against anybody going through any weight thing. I ain't gonna judge anybody no matter their weight. I always try to work out and keep in shape and stay conscious of it because it can sneak up on anybody. No, I don't care who you are, what your size is, doesn't matter. But because I've seen equally awful looking clothing on people of all sizes, and that is one of them. Juicy. There's I would say like one out of like 90 women might get away with it, but then you still have the concept of why is it juicy? So it doesn't do anybody service for sure. Hey, at least it's better than the track pants from the frickin' 60s and early 70s.
Yeah, I had like, what was it? Not that, but the wear that was big back in the day. I just got rid of all them.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we went through just like you guys are doing. We've done that, especially this last year, man. We got rid of at least 8 bags of giveaways. There were shirts and dresses, and like we've never been totally into a specific brand that much. For me, it was as long as it's comfortable and looks decent. And my
I see
wife had, you
Bridget.
know, not as much as most people, but there'd be a coat. She's like, I've had this one forever, and I mean, there were some she had from high school, and she's like, "Well, I haven't even worn this in so many years. Why start now?" And she did keep one to keep that goal to help her watch her weight and stuff. To go, I want to, and she did work out and stuff, and then she was able to put one of the coats on, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this fits now." So now she keeps that one. Like, if I can't fit into that, I need to work out. Just a reminder. But
I
there's
know a
some,
lot of people take.
you move your shoulders and they don't fit right anymore. There's stuff that shrinks. Like all shirts now shrink. I got to get extra larges or extra larges because they're going to shrink in a month. Either from me or from.
I heard some people take like high school shirts and souvenir shirts and all them that don't fit and make like a blanket or quilt out of them.
That's what one of my aunts did. She well, it was my dad and three sisters, the poor guy. And she was back in the day, they didn't have much, it was back in the day. They just you didn't have more than you really needed. And yeah, she was finding stuff she had kept from when my cousins, who are now in their 30s or late 20s, that she had kept for them because they didn't have room to keep it. And she's like, it's been like 20 years. So she did the same thing. She made one into quilts and gave it to them. And now their kids can have a quilt that was made by a great aunt that was from clothes their mom used to, so it's kind of nice. This one's got straight grain,
nice.
some flame grain, and then bird's eye. And that's going to be wet sanded now. This one's going to be natural, so it's not going to be naked because, like, it technically is, I guess, but I'm going to put carnauba wax on it.
That's Springbok. Isn't that soccer in South Africa? That's a nice green too.
Soccer is another thing I'm no good at playing.
I was going through all that stuff. My wife has that rugby. My wife has a Philadelphia Union soccer.
Nice. I like soccer. I'm just no good at it. I like hockey. I do like watching hockey. There's not a lot of sports I like to watch, but
my team right here. Right here, John.
Nice. Very nice.
That's the cup from
a lot of times
Jacob. That's the cup from Jacob's first soccer game.
Well, that's a good team to cheer for then. When I watch sports, I've only got a couple of teams I care more about, but most of the time, if I'm watching something with my dad or some football or something, it's kind of like I like watching it if the game's good, and I don't just mean like, oh, this team's creaming that team, but those rare games that they always advertise that you just don't see, where talented players are making really good plays, and outstanding catches. You can't really explain how they can do it. You see all their years of work coming together for them. And when the referees aren't morons, when
Yeah.
it's just played right, nobody's like trying to help this team in a sneaky way. Because I hate that, man. Or, if you're going to watch a football game that's an hour long and you're going to be in the house for 6 hours watching the game, it better be something to watch instead of, now these guys are timeout for 45 minutes. Let's talk about it for another half hour. Like, a lot of the guys, a lot of the presenters of that stuff or hosts need to put some heart into it. Some of them are really good, but some it's like you guys are just talking out the clock to get paid, and you're no good at it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're watching the Monday Night Football. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. And we do those like blocks you pick, like one or two blocks, and then where the point ends in, like at the end of the quarter, you win a certain amount of money. Last night we won first and second
Nice.
quarter. First and second quarter, we got 250. It's the first time we won in like 2 years.
Well,
Like those Super Bowl
congratulations.
brackets.
Yeah.
And the team won too. Even better.
Heck yeah. We did those in high school a lot. And at first, one of my friends came up and he goes, "Hey, do you have $20? We're doing this and doing this." He's like, "Because you could win this." And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to win." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Well, can you pitch in?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going to win." And he's like, "How do you know you could? You never know." I'm like, "No, I really won't." Like, I'm like, I was in wrestling, but I didn't even watch much on that. Like, I just was, my sports were my dad and uncles and me half watching and half napping at Thanksgiving watching football at that time. I was like, I'm not going to win, man. I'm no good at that stuff or predicting anything, or I just didn't study them enough to know enough to make a good estimate on what could happen.
Yeah, me and my wife do fantasy football with the guys in the YTPC. It's like a small fantasy football league. I won last night,
Cool.
and she lost to Captain Kirk.
Now she wants vengeance.
Yeah. Oh, she won the whole league last year. She knows nothing about fantasy football. First time playing, she won the whole league.
Dang.
Right now, she's in first place again. I'm in second, and I'm like, okay.
My fantasy would be that I could play football.
Well, she has half of the Philadelphia Eagles on her team. That's like the player she knows. So, luckily, they've been doing good, like 2 or something.
My dad played football in college, and holy Nike, he was good, man.
Oh, nice.
He was really good, but he screwed up his arm. So he said I just didn't go any more past that. And I asked him many times, I'm like, why didn't you do more with it? Because he could have. He was good. Like, here's an example. My dad never plays video games. When I was a kid, I used to play like hockey games or whatever and football games. I'd get good at him the first time he touched a video game. I think it was on a little PS1 he gave me. And no matter what I picked, I'm really good at strategy and stuff. And he just always had the right play. He just always did. And that's a game. And he never played games ever. And I'm like, how?
Wow. It reminds me of Jacob. We're doing stuff with him first time ever, and we don't even teach him the stuff, and he's already doing it by himself. We're out there playing.
Yeah.
The kids were playing basketball on Sunday, and he's over there running around. So the one kid gave him the ball, and he was like, "Just pass it, and he'll shoot it in." Jacob passes it right to him, got his first assist.
Cool.
16 months old, getting an assist.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we play with the bigger ball in the house, a little beach ball. So he just picks up the basketball and throws it right to him. Everyone's like, "What? How did he do that?" Oh yeah, short controlled burst. Yeah, speaking of, Richard, just the boss of the house is awake now. He was taking a nap before. Of course.
Oh, I'm so close. That's gonna be 2 pipes ready for. Well, ready. This one's would be ready for staining, but it's not going to be stained. So, but this one is almost done. It's just ready for the stem. Pretty soon here. But I've got a couple of commissions for Everett, and then I've got one for Hunter, and I'm working on a pipe for Patrick coming up. It's one I've been working on for a while. We talked about, and then I couldn't work on stuff for a bit. But I've gotten it drawn out, and I just need to start making it. But it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be one of the smallest ones I made. So I've practiced on a couple like Dublins and stuff, making them smaller and smaller. And I am anxious to get that one worked on because this one he's really been looking forward to for a long time, that shape. He wants a hawk bill, which are very challenging pipes.
I'm not surprised.
I've not made a hawk bill, so I'm like, let me do some homework on it, do some practice on, because I can practice a shape on a block and just leave out the drilling, and then still leave it where I can turn it into a different shape. So I've done that, so that way when I find the right block for it, which I have now, then it's like, okay, now I'm ready to start on that one. But it's challenging because you got to have the stem reach at its bending point the same level as the pole, and it has to transition perfectly to the shank, but it's got to be thin. And that's the hardest part, is finding a block that has no imperfections on the shank. And I hate to even sand this one because I have the shape right how I want it, but I know I need to get it a finer grit. I don't even want to touch it because I'm like, but it's good. Just leave it alone.
That's crazy. Normally, like after a small cigar like that, I would want another pipe or something, but that taste is so good. I'm just gonna sit for.
Oh yeah. Some of them are worth thinking over.
Yeah.
My problem is I've been working on a blend for Parsimonious Piper, and I nailed it, and I'm giving it time. I've left his jar alone, and trying it each week out of my jar I've made separate for it, and I don't want to put it down. It's amazing. I just want to keep smoking the damn stuff. I'm like, no, give it another week. Just make sure, because I don't want it to change and have him get something different than what I intend. So I'm just making sure it's all going to be good for a month. But it's delicious. I don't see it changing unless it gets better. So far, a couple weeks in, but it's damn good. I'm like, I got to get this to him soon because I'm just going to want to smoke his jar when I'm done with my jar.
What kind of blend you're on? Kind of vapor? You said you're smoking a vapor, or he's smoking a vapor.
Somebody over there is smoking a vapor.
Someone is. I've been smoking that Bio morning, like almost every morning. That's like my go-to one.
That's a funny one, man. It smells like a corral, but it's so good.
Yeah, I love it. That with some coffee in the morning, it's so good. And then I try smoking like during the daytime. I mean, afternoon, nighttime. I'm like, why am I smoking this? And then next morning, I'm like, oh, it's delicious. I love that coming out before the sun rises, has my coffee, and it's so good.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'd jar it up and I'd smell it, go, why do I keep this? And then smoke it and go, why aren't I smoking this all the time?
Castillo Fremiat. Uh, that's finally find a good blend that you love, and then they don't make it anymore. That's what you and Nick was talking about.
Yeah. It's hard for the blender too because it might be, well, you can get in a whole bunch of Virginia and have it be perfect and make a bunch of batches and send it out, and then you can get the same Virginia from the same place a different year, and depending on how much water or whatever they had that year, it can be different. So you can do the same thing and then have it a little different.
All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna crack open the jar of all Briar'd up tobacco.
Uh-oh.
See what I got left. I'm down to a very little bit. Here we go. Bring the Dolgador out.
Yeah. I miss that stuff. I need to make some more.
This will be my last blend. Then we gotta go food shopping for Thanksgiving before everything's sold out.
Yeah. I know when I used to have to work on holidays or used to choose to for the bonus money, we were doing a lot of Thanksgiving and Christmas like the day before or day after or whatever. And that worked out pretty good. But some of the money, like I didn't want to pass it up because I used to work at a nursing home and you made more for working nights to begin with. You made more for working weekends and you made more for holidays. So I happened to get selected to work Friday night through Sunday night. full shifts, and then people wouldn't show up, so I was getting double shifts, and I was getting 3.5 times pay.
Oh wow.
So I was like, well, I'm this is paying for Christmas, so I'm working it.
Mm.
I didn't want to work it, but it's like, well, that when you need income to take care of the household, you do what you got to do.
PKU. Never heard of that one. Sounds good. I love strong tobacco blends. Trying to think like strongest tobacco blends I've had.
Ethan's blend is a strong one too.
With the secondhand bookshop. Do you ever
What's
have his
that?
secondhand bookshop? You ever
No.
have his secondhand shop?
I have not.
That was pretty good. So good.
Good. I need to try it again. It's been so long, I about forgot what it tasted like.
Pride of New Orleans. That's what I noticed too. Like a lot of those good like Virginia tobaccos, or they stopped making them because they turned to cigarettes instead.
Well, and the first buyers that really get the first pick of tobaccos, the cigarette companies most of the time.
Mm.
So by the time any people that order a substantial amount for making pipe tobacco, they get the last pick, which is ironic because most cigarettes aren't that good. At least from what I've heard.
I
I
got
wouldn't know.
the.
I don't smoke
I don't smoke
cigarettes.
cigarettes either. Yeah, any pipe tobacco that leaves that cigarette smell on me, I just put away and will give away. I tried that bugler. That stuff was tasted all right, but I smelled like a cigarette after I was done.
Yeah, I've had some burleys like that, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna blend with them, or sometimes I like some of them, so I'll just smoke it when I'm outside or out here because I don't like that either. That I like smelling like pipe tobacco. I don't like smelling like cigarettes,
Yep, same here.
especially because I see the neighbor kids a lot, and I don't want to be an influence by them smelling that. If they smell a fruity blend or something, it's not as big a deal because the smoke dissipates anyway pretty quickly. But they're not going, oh, my neighbor always smelled like cigarette smoke, so I decided to give it a try. I don't want to be that guy. Oh, so close.
Hmm. That's crazy. Found an unopened of cigarettes, and they tried to make a run on pipe tobacco.
They tried to make a run on pipe tobacco.
Yeah, Yornik said there was a recipe for cigarettes that was lost, but years later someone found an unopened pack.
Oh,
They,
sorry, I got the light at the end of the tunnel, so I'm focusing. Once this is done, I can get the stem on and get the commission out. So I'm trying to get it out. And I know I've got some time on it. The guy said, give me a month and we'll figure it out. But if I'm done with it, then my end's good. Then I can worry about the stem and be done ahead of time. But I agree. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm just trying not to break it.
yeah. Yeah, after smoking this Door makes me want to do Lord of the Rings tobacco again, like a series.
Nice. That was fun. I enjoyed your series quite a bit.
I didn't realize how much stuff they made after that movie. There's all kinds of different companies that tried to make like Old Toby and
Yep, and Hobbit and what else? Well,
and I
and then
made what the heck was it? I made a Weathertop blend, just like personal blend. And then
yeah,
like a year later, uh, I forgot what company did it, but there's another Weathertop now that came out. I don't think it was Country Squire, but something like that.
you're like, come on, that was my idea.
Yeah, like I have it on video. You're trademarking.
Yeah, I did a Minas Tirith blend. It was really good. Aragorn. One of them had
The
Warhorse Bar in
Nazgul,
it.
I think the Nazgul, that's still my favorite.
That was a good one too.
Wow, tobacco is almost banned in New Zealand. Yeah, that's what I don't know. I don't know. I don't even want to go down that route.
I don't
All
either.
this, it's crazy.
You know, no one should be picking on you or me or anybody here for smoking what they're choosing to smoke on their own personal time and property, not hurting anybody. I just don't. I don't know. I view the world differently than
Yeah, I
certain
just
people
don't
do.
get it. People go out smoking cigarettes in public and no one says nothing. But if you bring a pipe, like one of these cow pipes out there, they're like, look at you, funny.
Which that's fair. I look at them funny too half the time.
I remember being at my wife's aunt's house the one time. Like, we just got there. My brother in law was smoking a cigarette. I was smoking my pipe tobacco. And
Yeah.
they were looking out the windows like, is he smoking weed? I'm like, no, it's pipe tobacco.
Oh, yeah, you get that a lot. They think you're smoking weed or they think you're smoking something really bad, and you're like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, smoke what you want to smoke. That's fine, but you don't need to assume what I'm smoking.
Yeah. Hmm.
I might go one more grit up to make it super smooth. I don't know. Pretty nice already. We'll see. I'll set it aside, but it's pretty good. I'm not going to wet it again, but it's not bad.
Nice.
It'll be, I'll set it aside, finish its stem, put that on, and then decide if there's any last minute alterations I need to make. But it can wait till the stem's done because I got the stem. I got the material. I got the one ready. I just need to make it. So I'm getting to the point now where it's about stem time, and then I can sit down and focus on stems, and I love that. I mean, it's still sanding, but it gives you a bit of variation from constant pipe work. And I like pipe work, so it's at the same time, it's like, okay, I'm going to focus on stems for a couple days, and then can pick up a block anytime and sand on that a little bit. So it's never just the same thing all the time, even if it's still sanding all the time. This one's damn near perfect. I'm on a roll. It's not even downhill completely.
That's crazy. Yornik was just saying China, people in China smoke like crazy, but they can't do anything about it. Just imagine if they try to ban stuff in China. There's so many people there.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Well, if it's I get it. If you can benefit the people, then fine. You know, it's like not letting people smoke in restaurants. I get that because people like to go to restaurants that might have asthma or they might have some condition. So I get that. That's fine. I can go outside and smoke a pipe. It's not a big deal. And usually if I'm going to eat, then I put the pipe away and I eat. because I either don't want to get something on it if it's a nicer pipe, or get any food or anything on it. So I wait till I can clean up and then use it. On this one made me sick. I was making a little bit smaller bent billiard, and the drilling turned out excellent, and I was really happy with it. I'll wet it and show you. It's got bird's eye like you wouldn't believe. I was just working on bringing it down in size, but I got the shape done, and then I would work in some grooves and stuff. But the bird's eye all over it is amazing. It's got cross grain underneath, bird's eye on the sides and the front, but then the corners are cross grain. But it has a very terrible inclusion.
All right. Boss is calling. I gotta go in.
All righty, man. Well, it's nice to have
All right. Yeah, great live.
Thank you. You have a good evening. I'm gonna grab another drink and I'll
You
be
too.
back.
If I don't see you guys Thanksgiving, have a great living.
You too. I forgot it's right around the corner. It's cooling down for the evening. I'm not ready for it to. I like it to be warm. I'm hiding in here because it's warm. Good to see you, Yornik and Kate, or Kate. And then there were two. Okay, you're still here. There were two. I'm going to open some Brest, Kentucky. And we're going to see how it is. Been a while. I can't think of the fella's name right now that sent me this. I won a giveaway, a drawing, and he pressed a bunch. He's really good at it. I'm trying to think of his name, but it's been a bit. Oh, is it choppy? If it is, I'm sorry. I haven't noticed anything, but I was also looking down, so that could be part of it. You get to live another day, some random person. This needs to be put in a blending bowl, and I'm going to rehydrate it before I smoke it. Briar'd pipe smoker. That guy uses the whole leaf, makes a lot of really densely pressed tobacco like you wouldn't believe. Just being careful cutting. I don't want to destroy my own hands. This was so well pressed, it's like a piece of wood. That's good. Well, I'm going to head out because I want to use the Dremel and do some more shaping on pipes, and it's just going to be noisy and dusty. But it's been a blast having you with me, and I appreciate it. I know most of the time I'm sitting here looking down. Maybe I shouldn't do a live while I'm trying to work, but that's the best time I can have a lot of time to do it. But I'll see if anybody's live and join theirs, and then nobody has to hear me. But it was great seeing both of you. I'll try. You guys stay awesome. I can only guarantee I will. But I'll but you as well. Thanks for being here.